Hey guys, it's Scott from Channel Zero, your digital marketing MBA, and I wanted to talk to you just for a second about a marketing technique that you can start using for you social media managers. In fact, you can use this in just about any business. A lot of businesses do, but I want to talk about how I have used it in order to help arrive at the pricing that I want to be at in doing social media management for customers. Um, it's nothing tricky. It's nothing cheating. I mean, I want to arrive at a certain price and a proper value, but there is something that can kind of push people in that direction subconsciously, I think, and it's this decoy effect. Now, you've probably seen it and become most familiar with it. I mean, National Geographic even did a little episode on this and some other things, but the way it's most presented in most marketing classes at universities and everything is with popcorn at the movies. So you go in and a small popcorn is $3 and a large popcorn is $7. And when they run that experiment, almost everybody chooses the cheaper small popcorn. I mean, they don't want to spend $7. It seems ridiculous. Plus, they're not going to eat that much popcorn. So they just opt for the $3 popcorn. But when they introduce a decoy option, which is not really their intention to sell, but it's to push you to the higher marked item. So they introduce a medium at, say, $6.50. So most people come in and then they see, for 50 cents more, I could really get a large over the medium. And so it just seems like a great deal, but the price still hasn't changed, but it looks a lot better than when you're comparing 3 to 7, if that makes sense. And plus, you've probably had this happen to you a lot. They're trained, they're salespeople or they're guest services people. You say, I'll just take a medium. And this happens a lot on soft drinks too. I'll just take a medium popcorn or a medium Coke. For 50 cents more, you can get a large. And what do you always say? Okay, it's just 50 cents. So you go ahead and you get the large. So you can use this decoy effect, especially if you only have two options, by adding in a third option. Now, here's something I've done, and I think it's pretty powerful, is you don't even have to change the price, honestly, between the second and third. You just have to add a third option. And there's a famous TED Talk by Dan Ariely, and he talked about that when The Economist did a subscription package based on that. They said that their online subscription was going to be $59. Their print subscription was going to be $125, but you could get the online and print subscriptions together for the same price as the print only, $125, right? And so he ran an experiment, and surely what it did was it created a useless option, and it really forced people to go to kind of that third option. So that's what I've implemented, and I'll show you an example right here. Get my head out of the way there. So this would be a sample of how you could do it. So at the end of the day, what I want to do is I want to take care of my customers' Facebook page and their Facebook ads management. I want to do everything from daily posts and content creation, helping design the ad campaigns and running them and tweaking them and everything else. So what I've done in creating these packages is create a Facebook page management. That means that we're not going to spend anything on ad budget because they don't have it. They just want me to try to increase their organic reach, make sure that it looks good, create some content, do some daily posts, engage with customers. So that's going to be $497 a month just to handle Facebook page management. Okay. And that's a deal for them. That's cheaper than paying somebody $10 an hour to be there full time doing that. It's a great deal. But then what I've done is created somebody who only wants me to do their Facebook ads. So they want me to come up with one ad and then run it for the month and tweak it and try to drive sales and leads. This over here really isn't a lot of work. I mean, I can get that done in a full day, really set up scheduling of the content, designing everything. That's not hard other than responding to engagement. So the Facebook ads is really where the majority of the work goes in, which is why it costs more. So if they want to do that just alone, then I'm going to run that at $9.97 a month to set up their ads and drive customers and leads and create sales for them. Now, what I've done over here is just put the two together and made it the same price as the Facebook ads management. So that's really where I wanted to end up. I want to be able to do it all for them because that's going to have the best result. And that's the price I'm looking for to get them to do all of that. But what I've done by adding this middle one in here, I could have just left that and just left that. But by adding this middle one in here, it creates that decoy option that says this is a much better deal. Now watch, this is what happens. I don't explain it unless I'm forced to, unless I'm pushed to. Here is the secret. Here's the key. So if you take this out, the conversation becomes between this and this, right? Or let's say this and this. That's the conversation. By adding this third one, by adding this decoy, what happens is the conversation immediately becomes, well, this makes no sense. Scott's an idiot. Why would he offer this and this for the exact same price? So I don't even have the 50-cent increase in popcorn, for example, that we talked about earlier. So now they're off of this. The conversation is, why would he do this? And of course, I'm going to take this if I'm going to spend that, but I don't understand that. That don't make sense. And so a lot of times they'll jump right on this. Now, the other thing that's going to happen is they're going to come and they're going to say, you know, I don't understand why that is. And you just say, hey, it's just something we're trying out right now. We think, you know, that this is the bulk of the work. And if we combine that, it's not too much more work. They're going to play off of each other. And so we want to, you don't have to give a real in-depth answer. You try to keep kind of vague about it, really, because you want that conversation going on in their head. Why would they do that? Because when they're having that conversation, they're off of this. They're off of the, can I afford that? They're off of, I better go with the cheaper option to see how he does for a while. But you just tell them, you know, we're trying this out for a limited time. If it ends up being more work than we think, we might go back in 3 months or 6 months to this being a more expensive package. But we just don't think it is, and we think it's fair to our customers if we just combine them. We're just trying it out, you know. And you kind of get people in this conversation, so they jump on that and they're off of that. So that's something you guys might be able to apply to your business, to your social media marketing. I see very few people talk about it, but it definitely is helpful and helping you close some deals and get to the place you want to be and get to the price you want to be and to get people off of the lower priced items that you might be offering. Hope that helps. Hope that blesses. You got any questions or comments, something else you want to see, let me know below. Make sure that you subscribe and you like the video. And I appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.